Party, Putnam County Young Democrats, White County White County Democratic Party, White County Young Democrats, and Putnam County Federation of Democratic Women. So can we all give them a big round of applause? Yeah, thank you. All right, so did you know that you're currently living in the wealthiest country in the history of the world? Yeah. In fact, the state of Tennessee has a rainy day fund of $2.1 billion. Yeah. How many of you know what a billion is? You think you know. But a million seconds is about 12 days. 1 billion seconds is 32 years. And billionaires in this country have never had it this good. We have more income and wealth inequality today than we've ever had in the history of America. Elon Musk owns more wealth than the bottom 42% of American households. In the richest country in the world, one man owns more wealth than half of the households combined. Statistically, 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. But practically many of us aren't able to make ends meet. Do you know which company has the most employees receiving SNAP benefits and Medicaid? Walmart. Yeah, it's Walmart. Do you know how much Walmart brought in last year in gross revenue? It was $650 billion.
That's what I call it.
Yeah. So as taxpayers, we're actually giving Walmart over $7 billion every year in subsidies. And if we can find $7 billion for subsidies for Walmart, I think that we can find paid sick leave and living wages for workers, right? Who operate these stores, who maintain and grow these stores. So next time we want to talk about government handouts, let's talk about Walmart. Okay, let's talk about Amazon, let's talk about Tesla and McDonald's and the thousands of other corporations that are stealing from American families. I don't know about you, but I think it's time for these companies to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and stop asking the government for money. That's right, because we build this country, not billionaires who siphon money off employees and taxpayers. Every school, every road, every hospital, every business, none of this runs without us. We are the ones who keep Tennessee alive and the ones that have always made America great. So today, I want us to remember our pursuit for fair wages, for dignity, for justice, because it isn't just a fantasy. This is a promise that we are going to deliver on. When we the people stand together, no billionaire, no corporation, no politician can outmatch the power of us united. So this Labor Day, let's lift each other up, let's organize, and let's keep fighting for a Tennessee and an America where no one has to live paycheck to paycheck, where wealth serves people instead of crushing them, and where our children inherit a future that is freer, fairer, and brighter than the one that we have today. Thank you. All right, so we have a lot of great speakers today, and I am so honored to introduce our first speaker, who is my friend. She's also the chair of the Putnam County Federation of Democratic Women, Ms. Ann Austin.
Hello, Cookeville! Hello, Upper Cumberland! You know, we've been here before, and we survived, and we came back. I grew up in the 60s in a household where we watched the nightly news every night. We got the newspaper, the Knoxville Sentinel, when I was in high school, and we read that, including the kids in the house. And during the 60s, the late 60s in particular, I watched the news, and I saw young people, old people, poor people, rich people protesting the Vietnam War. And I sat in a home where I had the paradox of two parents who called those people communists, outside agitators, yet at the same time were doing everything in their power to keep my older brother from being drafted and sent to Vietnam. In 1970, May 4th, 1970, Richard Nixon sent the Ohio National Guard to Kent State University. I watched those newsreels. I saw people who were shot. I saw in the newspaper the picture of the 14-year-old girl kneeling next to a student who was murdered because they had the audacity to protest. And it breaks your heart, but you keep on going. 10 years later, 10 and a half years later, on November 4th of 1980, I sat in horror and I watched Ronald Reagan sweep the nation. He won all but 4 states. How could that happen? I cried, and I cried for about a week. And then I got up and I dusted myself off and I went back to work. Well, I ain't crying anymore, people. It's time to fight. And coming out today is important. Each of these demonstrations are important. It does affect our elected officials when they see us coming out, not afraid, ready to stand up, ready to fight for what's right, ready to fight for democracy. But we have to go so much further than this. We've got to run for office. We can win local offices. Who here wants to run for county commission? Who here is going to run for school board? Come see me. We'll help you. We'll train you. We will get you ready and we will help you win those races. We've got to turn out people to vote. Do y'all think this is a red state, a red county?
No.
What is it? It's a non-voting county. People here don't vote. In what election do they not vote in the most? The local and the midterms. So when you get to August and you're having your general election for county commission, school board, sheriff, city council, all of these races, less than 10% of the voters voted in that particular general election. It was also a state and federal primary. We're going to get people to run and we're going to get people to vote for. We're going to be positive and not give up today, okay? Yeah. There are people there on the ballot worth voting for, and there always will be. We've got to get them out. We've got to support them. That's the low turnout. We've got to get those people to the polls. We've got to get them to vote. We know they vote as Democrats in presidential years. We've got to get them to vote in the midterm years as well. We've got to work in political campaigns. We've got to write letters and postcards. How many people here are writing letters and postcards for me right now? There are a lot of you here. Woo! Yeah. Give yourself a round of applause. Everything we do helps. Now, I happen to enjoy public speaking. I don't ever write down what I'm going to say, so you never know what's going to come out of my mouth. It's easy for me, though. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody can knock on doors. But maybe they can drive the vehicle that's taking the people to knock on the doors. Not everyone likes to make phone calls, but they can write letters, they can do something. What I want you to leave with today is this clear message. We can't take our foot off the gas pedal, and we all have to keep doing something. Everything we do is important. It doesn't matter if you can't do public speaking. It doesn't matter if you aren't up to knocking on doors. As long as you're doing something like you're doing today to protect democracy. So for those of you here today, give yourselves a round of applause. We keep coming out, and it's Labor Day, people. A lot of people are at the lake. A lot of people are traveling to visit family. It's Labor Day weekend. But we're still out here, we're still fighting, and we're never giving up.
That's right!
Can I have one more round of applause for Ann Austin and all the amazing work that she has done? She has kept the Democratic Party alive in Putnam County, and I just cannot overstate how much work she's done. So thank you, Ann. We are so proud to have you. All right, next, my guest is Hillary Huddleston, and she is the president of White County Young Democrats. We are so proud to have so many amazing young women doing this work. So Hillary, please come on up. Thank you.
All right, hey guys, I'm Hillary. I'm the president of the White County Young Dems. Unlike Ann, I'm not a great public speaker, so I did write it down. But when Aaron asked me to speak, I thought to myself, I don't know if I can. I'm not great at public speaking. But I have 4 children, 3 of which are daughters, and they deserve a better future than what we are giving them right now. So here I am, and I will uncomfortably public speak. I'm proud to be standing here with all of you today in the Upper Cumberland, workers, my neighbors, and families, because this fight belongs to us. We live in a place where people work hard. People here pull double shifts at plants. People here work in the service industry all weekend. People here haul goods on the highway, and they care for our children and the elderly. That is the backbone of our economy, not billionaires. But while we're working harder than ever, the cost of living just keeps climbing. Groceries are higher, rent is higher, gas is higher, and wages are not keeping up. Meanwhile, billionaires are hoarding wealth on a scale that no one can even imagine. In Tennessee, billionaires gained billions of dollars during the pandemic, while families here in the Upper Cumberland waited in lines at food banks. Think about that. While we were wondering how we were going to pay for insulin, they were buying their 3rd yacht. And while we were scraping by to afford school supplies, they were buying another mansion they're never going to live in. Here in the Upper Cumberland, when billionaires hoard wealth, our schools don't have the funding that they need. Teachers in Sparta and Cookeville are buying supplies out of their own paychecks. Yep. Our hospitals in rural counties are closing, while healthcare executives take bonuses worth more than we will ever see in a lifetime. Our towns can't fix roads, they can't expand broadband, or invest in affordable housing, because the tax system is rigged in favor of those who already have more wealth than they can ever spend. It's not just unfair, it's harmful. Every dollar that they take out of the system is a dollar not invested in the working people. And let's be clear, no one earns $1 billion. You extract $1 billion off the backs of workers, off the people standing here and this crowd today. When billionaires win, working families lose. But when workers stand together, when we demand fair wages, safe workplaces, and a tax system that makes the wealthy pay their share, everybody wins. So this rally is more than just about raising our voice for one day. It's about building power in the Upper Cumberland. It's about saying we see what's happening, and we refuse to accept it. So let's carry this energy that we have here today back to our workplaces, to our unions, to our county commissions, to our schools, and let's tell billionaires loud and clear, you don't own us and you don't own the Upper Cumberland.
That's right!
Because the future belongs to the workers and not the billionaires. Thank you.
Okay, I don't really believe that you're not good at public speaking, because that was really good. Okay, all right, so next, my friend Billy George, chair of the Putnam County Democratic Party. Billy, come on up here.
All right, thank you everybody for being here. All right. Good evening, everybody, friends, neighbors, and fellow members of the Upper Cumberland. We gathered today not just to recognize Labor Day on the calendar, but to honor labor as a heartbeat of Tennessee. From Memphis to the other end of the state, and here in Upper Cumberland, our people work hard. We build, we teach, we care, we serve, we haul freight, fix, and farm. There's a number of welders, teachers, nurses, truckers, linemen, techs, waitresses, mechanics, and public servants. And let's be clear, we don't ask for much, just a fair wage, dignity on the job, and a shot at a decent life. But let's also be honest. Right now, too many of our neighbors are working full-time and still can't afford rent. Too many are juggling 2 or 3 jobs and can't afford childcare or a trip to the doctor. Our unions are under attack, our rights are under threat, and too often our leaders are siding with billionaires and big corporations while everyday Tennesseans are left behind. That's not the Tennessee that we believe in. Here in the Upper Cumberland, we know that hard work looks like. We know what sacrifice looks like. We've seen local factories close, like Purdue and Monterey. We've seen jobs outsourced because of individuals who don't have access to full-time jobs, like traveling nurses coming to CRMC because our own hospital doesn't want to pay full-time wages. We've watched as small towns lose their hospitals due to the lack of expanding Medicaid within the state, and even public education losing funding to big cities that get tax breaks and handshakes. And school vouchers, absolutely. But let me tell you what we have seen. We've seen young people organizing and retirees writing letters and showing up at civic meetings. We've seen and heard from our own county commission who want to give themselves a raise. We've seen folks working together across generations because everyone understands that when a paycheck doesn't stretch and the rent keeps climbing. This is our moment. We must stand up, and not just once a year on Labor Day, but every single day for working families across the state. We must demand a living wage, not one that is poverty. We've got to get our members of Congress and our local and our representatives to pass a higher minimum wage. It's still $7.25 an hour, the same it's been since 2009 with the Fair Minimum Wage Act of 2007 that slowly increased it to $7.25. Who can live on $290 a week before taxes being taken? The median income of our congressional district for a single individual is $27,594. That's according to 2023. Our individual congressional representative, currently held by John Rose, makes $174,000 a year. That's over 6 times the average of his constituent within District 6. We must demand that our representatives bring higher paying jobs to our area. We must fight for safe working conditions and affordable health care. A personal example for me was that when I was in graduate school at the University of Missouri, I attended my second year. Within 2 days before school started, we as graduate students were told that we no longer had health insurance, and we were no longer told that our stipend was going to be available for us. Many of us signed on to attend for graduate school with those stipulations in hand. But what we did was we organized. We sued the university, and we won after I left, but in 2019, in order to unionize as graduate students and doctoral students in order to form a union at the University of Missouri, because we are workers. We must support the unions and collective bargaining, because when workers stand together, workers win. And we must remind every elected official, who do they work for? Us. Not for corporate PACs, not for wealthy donors. They work for us. And it all starts right here at the local level. We've had people showing up to school board meetings, county commission, asking the hard questions. We've got people who have said that they're going to run for office. Support them. Support those people who will fight for working families, because if we don't show up, someone else will. And far too often, they're not fighting for us. Let's make the Upper Cumberland a model of not neglecting and struggle, but of solidarity and renewal. Let's raise the standard for labor across the state and make it clear that Tennessee workers will not be ignored, overlooked, or silenced. We are the backbone of this state. We are the builders of its future, and we are just getting started. Thank you, and let's keep organizing, keep pushing, and keep standing together, united for a working Upper Cumberland.
That was great. Thank you, Billy. Okay, Our next speaker is Miss Catherine Farrell, and I just want to say we just met a moment ago, and she is so incredible. But something that really struck me as I said, how would you like me to introduce you? And she said, as a concerned citizen. And I just want to say, that's all it takes, right? That's what makes change. That's why we are all here. We're just concerned citizens. So I just want to thank Miss Catherine. And also, if you're interested in speaking at a rally, or if you would like to get involved in some other way, come speak with me, come speak with Ann, come speak with any of the speakers here, or Aaron, or anyone from Indivisible, and we would love to have you, and we would love to feature your story at an upcoming rally. So.
Thank you. Just a little bit more about my background. I grew up in Nashville, but my father grew up here in Cookville. He went to what would have been Central High School at the time, played football. He was called Toots Farrell. I know nobody will know him because he would be 110 now if he were still alive. But I had the opportunity to move to Cookville about 8 years ago, and like Hillary said, I am a concerned citizen now. And it's easier to do that in a small town like Cookville. Okay, let's get into it. Billionaires should not exist. That's the title of a chapter in Bernie Sanders' 2023 book, It's Okay to Be Angry About Capitalism. In this chapter, Senator Sanders describes the uber-rich billionaire class as the Wall Street investors and corporate CEOs who determine whether jobs will stay in this country or go abroad, what kind of incomes working people will earn, and what the price of gas, prescription drugs, and food will be. In other words, they who have the money make all the rules, and the uber-rich have all the money. Now we have a billionaire in the White House. One of his first acts, enlisting fellow billionaire and mega donor Elon Musk to root out waste and fraud in the federal government via the Department of Government Efficiency, aka DOGE. Through confirmed and proposed cuts, DOGE has impacted almost 130,000 federal workers across numerous agencies. Now you may think, so what? Government needs a little tweaking. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But these cuts have real-life consequences for real-life people. Like Tara Karen, a California transplant with Tennessee roots. And just a little background on Tara. She was my daughter's high school friend, West High School in Knoxville, and her father, Tim Karen, was a longtime trainer at the University of Tennessee, passing away aneurysm in 1992. So anyway, back to Tara. Tara, an epidemiologist with a PhD, summed up her situation on Substack. I lost my job on Friday. Technically, I'm still employed through April through a few other grants, but the big grant that was to pay my salary for the next 4 years was given a stop work order on Friday. No severance, no warning. And almost a year of work was completely wasted. So about $500,000 of your tax dollars. And it isn't just this one grant. A whole small section of the NIH was shut down. Thousands of jobs lost, millions of dollars in unfinished grants wasted. Let that sink in. Millions of dollars wasted. That's our money. And for what? To satisfy the whims of a couple of billionaires? Closer to home, Tennessee faces potential cuts to various state programs due to a combination of state-level funding reductions and significant federal funding freezes and cancellations. As examples, UT's Institute of Agriculture lost more than $31 million, impacting resources for Tennessee farmers and communities like ours in all 95 counties. In July, the Trump administration froze over $118 million in federal funds for Tennessee schools and educational programs, impacting teacher development, after-school programs, and child care. After much blowback, many of these funds were later released, including money earmarked for after-school and summer programs. Cuts to AmeriCorps led to the shutdown of programs that provided essential community services, including food distribution and support for educational institutions and health clinics. The private sector faces its own challenges as concerns about trade, costs, and worker shortages impact management decisions to scale back or cease operations altogether. This year, Tennessee companies have submitted 33 WARN filings to the Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development. These forms are typically required to be filed by employers that are reducing their workforce, conducting layoffs, or closing their businesses and affecting at least 50 employees. Of these filings, only one impacted Putnam County directly. The closing of the Purdue Farms processing plant in Monterey left 433 employees jobless. Purdue, which reported $9.8 billion in sales last year, cited changes in market demand as a reason for the closure. Statewide, just over 6,300 workers are to be impacted through layoffs. So what can we do to fight a billionaire class that makes all the rules? As we're faced with choices in upcoming elections, we must demand that our concerns be heard, not just pandered to with empty promises. Politicians don't tell us what we need, we tell them what we deserve. We deserve a living wage, a roof over our heads, affordable health care, paid parental leave, a safe working environment. We deserve to send our kids to school without worrying about whether they'll come home. In short, we deserve the basic rights guaranteed to us by the Declaration of Independence: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And finally, we need a government that works for us, not billionaires and corporations. But to be heard, we must raise our voices. And our voices are our votes. And our votes are our superpowers. I urge all of us to vote, to combine our individual superpowers into one unstoppable force. Together we can make a difference. Together we can make American workers heard again. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Hey, all right, so last but not least, can I get a big round of applause? He is also our DJ today. It is Mr. Sayota Knight. He will be speaking last. Sayota, can you come up here? Okay, great.
Well, first of all, I want to say, Dave, it's good to see you, and it's an honor to be able to speak in front of you today. As our great host and MC, Morgan said, my name is Sayota. For many of you who know me, I've been in this community for a long time. For you who don't know me, I'd love to talk with you more about living in this community for as long time as I have. I want to start with some levity here. I want to say at least I'm not a Republican doing a town hall right now, because that must be pretty hard, I'm just gonna say. So, and that says to me a temperature gauge, because that shows you how fucking pissed off everybody is right now. And I know everybody out here is angry as hell, so this is a good sign. Now, I know that there's some things I want to speak about, but before I do, I want to say that as we leave here today, we have to leave with, in our hearts, the fire and the sheer just brute anger that our ancestors had for our rights and for our dignity, okay? So if anything I say just goes one ear and out the other, just remember that, please. So in our history of our nation, the United States, even before we know what it is today for our workers' rights, we had great people like Mary Harris. Do those who know out here, do you guys know who Mary Harris is? She's also dubbed Mother Jones. Yes, she's a fucking badass. She was amazing. She stood like 4'7" or something and stood out in the White House lawn when you could and dared FDR to come debate her, because at that time FDR did not have child labor laws enacted, and she was working to make sure children, our babies, like here Hillary mentioned earlier, were not having to work in factories, losing their lives or their limbs or an eyeball. Because of her, that helped elevate everybody's rights. Then you had Joe Hill, who fought in the labor unions during the time. Yes, there's a shout out for Joe Hill. You had Cesar Chavez, who worked for farmers' rights out west, and many others that do not get their props. Now, there are many unsung heroes out here working every day, trying to organize, trying to get everybody to get on the same page. That is our biggest problem as U.S. workers here in this capitalistic society. We get in our own way. And one thing I've noticed, I've worked at the big 3 box stores. I've worked at Walmart, I've worked at Sam's Club, and I've worked at Lowe's. And the thing that unites us all, when I've worked there, is that the fact that the corporations got us divided and getting us to fight against each other. Yep. And they'll put out a job, and then they'll have a hiring session, and then it's those who are well qualified, which is a bunch of BS. It's those who are just connected, who does the most brown nosing. And that's not real worker equity. It's not the best qualified for the job anymore. It's those who are connected. And that's why these corporations are moving to AI. They're moving to computers replacing people, not undocumented people. So therein lies our unity. If we can spot it out, we've got to stop fighting each other for these jobs. We got to be more self-reliant too. In other words, we can't let these corporations hold something over us. Not just a fair wage, but just basically having our own ability to be self-reliant. Like if we have a person who can do gardening, let's work to get that local person to get us some food. Let's not be reliant on the grocery stores totally. That's how these corporations kind of get us. They know what you need. They know you need food. That's the one thing we have to have. They know you need clean water. So these corporations, as mentioned earlier, they're getting the tax handouts. They're polluting the waters and not one penalty to it. So it hurts the farmers, it hurts us, because we got to pay taxes to clean up their mess to get cleaner water. How's that affect us in working? Well, we're doing their bidding. We're making sure that they're getting the profit margin in lines. When's the last time you had a raise? Think about it. What true good wage in your lifetime that worked with inflation? It's been a long time, I can guarantee you. Now, with this in mind, if you look at yourself and what you can do, your skill set, and how you can make yourself really indispensable, irreplaceable, that's what's going to be the ticket. A lot of unions fail because we have people out there who do not do the job where they are irreplaceable. I want you to think about that. In my undergrad at Tennessee Tech in the business department, I read this piece where this economist said, the only problem with unions is that we're propping up a situation where we don't have any workforce equity. We don't have something to say, we have a bargaining chip. So in your mind, make yourself that piece of leverage. Don't settle for the okie doke. Don't settle for just getting by. Make yourself irreplaceable. Another tactic, when you go to Kroger, or if you go to Walmart, I don't wish you do, or any store, you boycott those self-checkouts. Do not use them. Absolutely not. I hear all the time people say, well, it brings down prices. It allows people to do other jobs. It allows things to happen.
No, it don't.
That's right, sister, it don't. And when's the last time you seen the prices go down? Especially since Trump said he'd bring prices down the first day, right? Does that happen? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So when we take our stance together, unified, and we tell these stores why we're not going to use their self-checkouts, you let them know. You tell them. You say, they'll look at me like, you come in this line? Nope, I'm going to stand right here with this person and let them. I'm not paying you to work. Are you crazy? I'm not putting money in your pocket for me to pay for this service. They've got your brain warped. They've got you thinking otherwise. We have to see that. We have to look through their schemes and look through their lies and all their craziness. Because right now they've got us looking just right here. And that our fellow neighbors become our enemy because they are the ones supposedly taken from us. That's a lie. And you know it and I know it. That's what happened with indigenous people. Everything that's happening to you now has happened to indigenous people before. When they divided us, they had us fighting each other. They give us a little alcohol. They give us a little bit of something. A little bit of gold, a little bit of gunpowder. You fight that tribe over there, we'll give you this. Little did we know we were being tricked too. The land's still stolen right from underneath us. So that's what's happening to each and every one of you today. What rights you have. How many people want to own land? How many people do own land? Right? Very few of us. That's your equity. That's your power. These corporations are taking that every second. So as unions, when we stand together, they are the blueprint. If somebody is getting hurt, we have to step up for them. Whether it's a wage disparity, or they got hurt on the job, or if they're getting told that they're going to have their hours cut. Nope, nope, nope. We're not going to put up with that, are we? So when we stand together, that's what it really means. We got to show compassion. We got to tell these corporations and speak with your money. That's the other thing. It's hard, I get it. It's hard to research every product that's hurting us. I would probably not have any clothes on if I looked at every clothing company that was hurting somebody. But I do my due diligence. I try to buy things that are helping unions. That's why I shop at Kroger. It's a union store. I refuse to go to Walmart. That's just one example. You don't have to do exactly like I'm doing, but I can tell you, if you do that and voice your concerns and tell people why you're doing it, it will make more sense. We have to make sense out of those dollars, ladies and gentlemen. We have to make sense for your future, for your children's future. Right now in Putnam County, I dare say we might have 4, maybe 5 unions. I might stand corrected. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But in that, how are they connected? That's what we have to ask. How are we all connected? Who do you know who's in the union? Do you know who's in the union? Yeah. All right, get connected. Find out what their troubles are. Find out where they're at. How we can help them. How they can help us. This is how we make this substantive, positive change. And when we look at how the future of our country is going to be made, we got to really get beyond just the norm. We got to think beyond, and we got a lot of creative minds right here, I tell you. And our youth, I'm very proud of them. They've got some great ideas. And much props to the young Democrats here. Give them a loud applause for them, please. I'm serious. They have done things. They have done things that I wish I would have done at their age. I promise you. And really, to turn the gauge, to get the needle to move, it's going to take more than sit-ins. We are going to have to mass protest. And when I say protest, I mean boycott. And stand together. Do what is necessary, like the Montgomery bus boycott. If we have to pull together and carpool, do it. If you have to ride a bike, do it. If you have to walk in the rain or the snow, do it. And let people know you're not taking it anymore. That's what the corporations are hoping, that you'll just give in and be weak. Are you strong? Yes. I don't know, I don't hear. Are you strong? Yes. That's right. That's the history and tradition of the United States. Now, I've had a young brother come up to me, and we had a good, healthy discussion. Being indigenous, it seems quite contradictory that I'd be speaking on this platform. But I know with myself that if I don't stand within this system to try to survive, to work to make it a better future for my children, then I'm no better than the person complaining and bitching and whining about it. We have to do more than just bitch and whine. You can't sit on the sideline and be a quarterback couch and make the change for a game winner. Everybody talks a good game and sits behind the keyboard. But who's out there doing the work? Every one of you I see has done the work. We got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of things. We got phone calls, knocking on doors, continuing those boycotts, getting people to learn what products to buy and what not to buy, speaking at county commissioning meetings, going to school board meetings, going to city council meetings, and not giving up on your fellow man. And when you do that, that's a union in itself. That is people united. And when we have that unification, true unification, people will see That Putnam County's no joke. We are making change, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen. People are going to look at us, and I promise you, we stand today, right here from this day forward, and fight. People will look at us and say, good God, look what Cookeville, Tennessee did. We can do it, ladies and gentlemen. You have to believe more than what I'm telling you. You can do it, I promise you. There's lots of despair. There's lots of people saying, well, we got to do this. No. Let's get united. Let's not fight each other. There's too much at stake. Way too much at stake. And my indigenous ancestors lost it all because of it. We didn't stand united. Imagine if we had. And I'm asking each of you, don't make that same mistake. Don't fight over trivial little petty things. Let these agitators with this microphone come at you. Let people come at you and tell you who you are not. All these ladies, give these ladies a round of applause. They're the reason we're here today. I'm going to Bible stand and tell you right. My fire comes from my mother. My mother was in a union. And she stood in a place in a factory with only 2 women and stood up to the boss. And I was like, oh shit, I thought all white ladies were like my mom, I'm telling you. But I was being stereotypical. However, I know each and every one of you have that capacity, if you want to. And so, as I leave on this platform today, and I stand with you out there today when we chant and we continue on our struggle, I want you to each remember, how are you relevant? Dig deep. Look at your ancestors. Go on that pride. I see you out there. You tell me all the time how you might have some indigenous blood in you. You don't know, right? Yeah. If you don't, that's okay. I don't care what your background is. You got some strength in you somewhere. Find it. Get that fight. We Apache. We fight every day. We're fighting right now. That's all I'm asking you to do, is fight. Don't let these people push you around anymore. You're not uneducated like they stereotypically say. You're not dumb. You're not the stereotype that they want you out to be. I used to live up north. I know. I heard them all. You guys have changed my mind in the time I've lived here. I know everybody. And you guys are a testament to what can be. Okay? So, my last words are this. And I say it almost every speech. And it's for our children. It's a Lakota phrase. Now this phrase it's not the one you think I'm about to do. It's the one that talks about our children. Many of you probably heard me say it. We did not inherit this planet from our ancestors. We are only borrowing it from our children.
That's right.
I'll say it again. We did not inherit this planet from our ancestors. We are borrowing it from our children. That should be enough right there to make us, in our unification for all unions and all our work, amazing. Because it's our children's turn now. All right?
Yes.
So, power to the people, baby. Come on.
Wow, thank you, Sayota. Okay, could we ask Sayota to come back really fast just to start some chants for us? Would that be okay? All right. Okay, great. All right. So first of all, thank you everyone for coming. And just you being here means so much to us, and it means so much to the workers of this county and this state. And together, we can do anything. We can take back the power that is ours. But yeah, I just want to give a moment to my friend Sayota. Again, thank you all so much for coming. I will be out there with you in just a moment. But for now, we're going to start some chants and get out there and show everyone our beautiful signs.
Thank you, sister. All right, everybody, get your vocal cords ready. You guys ready for this? I'm going to say workers united, and you guys say never be divided. You guys got it? Real simple. Workers united!
Never be divided.
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 Workers United.
Never be divided.
All right, now let's do another one. This is the warm-up, baby. I'm gonna say billionaires hoard. You guys say while workers can't afford. Got it? All right. Billionaires hoard.
While workers can't afford.
The 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 billionaires hoard.
While workers can't afford.
All right, now we're gonna put these two together. Can we do that? Can we chew gum and walk at the same time? All right. The first line is Workers United. You guys say we'll never be divided. Billionaires hoard while workers can't afford. All right, here we go. Workers United.
Will never be divided.
Billionaires hoard.
The workers can't afford.
The Workers United.
Will never be divided.
The billionaires hoard.
The workers can't afford.
Workers United.
Will never be divided.
Billionaires hoard.
While workers can't afford.
Workers United.
Will never be divided.
The billionaires hoard.
While workers can't afford.
The Workers United.
Will never be divided.
The billionaires hoard.
While workers can't afford.
The Workers United.
Will never be divided.
Billionaires hoard.
While workers can't afford.
All right. Give yourself a round of applause. Good job, baby.
All right, everybody. So if we're going to go ahead and get out there with our signs, that would be amazing. Thank you so much. I will see you out there.
Thank you so much.
That's awesome. Good job, Morgan.